Right, Lucid9 number 12. So, figured out what the cause of the problem was. I was overfilling the hard drive again. So I handled that. I got rid of like 200 gigs of shit. So I should be good for another while. Where were we? Oh yeah. I idly wander into the streets, feeling the acute pang of loneliness for the first time in a long, long time. Rui and Akira at drama club, Masato at track, Yahiko at I don't even know. I suspect he's avoiding me, but probably his own club. Misaki, who knows? Ari, who knows? Why do you count Ari as your friend? You hung out with her the one day. I mean, I'm in love with her. She's adorable, little Peaches McGillicuddy. But Elizabeth, who knows? She's actually right across the street and we're about to go there. Not only that, but no one really knows about the investigations. No one knows the crimes as much as I do. No one knows what I've been up to. No one, of course, except Mr. Ryuta. I could visit him, but at the same time, it doesn't feel right. Like I'm using him as my crutch instead of learning to function in society on my own. I want to get rid of that. I want to learn how to be independent. But that's not something it doesn't matter. It doesn't really seem to happen. First crutch was not being shared with us for whatever reason. Well, the second crutch was my parents. He made sure I received proper care from therapists, stayed physically healthy, and completed my schoolwork even when I least wanted to. The third crutch was and is Rui. Intended to come to this school with her so that I could learn to be self-sufficient. Be able to develop into a person that could impress his parents. I could be intelligent, wise, capable, full of initiative. Could finally find the identity of Yama Ishimoto. But instead I just clung to Rui and stuck to my old ways, because there's no reason to try for anything risky when something familiar will suffice. I need to get over that. I need to prevent myself from gaining a fourth crutch. Sudden strain of piano breaks through my thoughts. Instinctively turn to the source of the noise and find myself staring straight at Café de la Paix. Melody's simple, but somehow eloquent. Curious, I try to glance through the window. That's where Elizabeth works. To my surprise, I find Elizabeth Oshiro, seated before a polished ebony grand, fingers plodding determinedly across the keys as she bites her lip in concentration. So, because of what Natsuki said and how weird she was about it, I fear that Elizabeth's gonna be the next victim. Huh. I didn't know she played piano. Struck with a sudden urge to talk to her, but fight against it. She'd probably just drive me insane, right? I should already have a save for this, but we just double checking. Yep. There she blows. Of course we're gonna talk to her. I saw what happened if we ignore her, because I figured that'd be the shorter option. And we just leave here and go to GFC. And Masato texts us and tells us to go to school to see him. And that it's not about track. So I assume that's going to happen after whatever this is. I can't help it. I need some company. Heck, maybe some good old-fashioned arguing will cheer me up. When I enter the cafe, Elizabeth abruptly ceases her playing and leaps to her feet. What are you doing here? A grin at her obvious discomfort. Man, you gotta make nice with her. Like, you thought it was fucked up when Natsuki was being a total bitch to fucking our detective friend, and you're basically doing the same thing to her. Then go and talk to him. He'll take your order. I'm on break. She nods at the counter, where a kindly barista is waiting to take my order. Then she turns back to the piano. I only plop next to her. How can I resist the seduction of a mediocre piano player? She colors, fingers curling against the keys. What does that mean? She colors like color is a verb? I guess like her face turns red. Waiter, tell this person he should leave if he's not going to buy anything. Waiter, tell dear Elizabeth Oshiro that I'm about to buy a croissant. Tell this person that he should go buy a croissant instead of paying his attention to a mediocre piano player. Tell dear Elizabeth Oshiro that you have more than enough intelligence to know that I'm buying a croissant without having to go to the counter and point it out. Are they actually telling this to the waiter? Waiter, tell this person he's a boorish prat. Waiter, tell dear Elizabeth Oshiro that she ought to calm down and have a spot of tea. Oh, look at her lip all pursed out. I don't think we're actually telling a waiter this. I think we're talking to a hypothetical waiter. Elizabeth is still for a moment. She turns to me, a dangerous smile on her face. Enlighten me, Yama Ishimoto. To what ideal do you expect one's piano skills to measure up? Something not terrible? Such as... I blurt the first piece that comes to my mind. I can't lose face now. Chopin, I guess? Chopin? That's a tall order. In that case, do you know any person with not terrible piano skills? Manny, it's not you. Stop being a dick. Of course, I assume that you yourself are well versed in piano to be confident enough to judge me. This is what she had up her sleeve. Just because I can't play my weak sauce. You must be the same way with making friends. Burn. I have more than enough good friends. Man, we got something important to talk about. Oh? Maybe I'm just not stupid enough to befriend people like you. I could say the same for you. What kind of person am I? There's been a moment in silence, clearly collecting herself for a reply. Lazy, spoiled, rude, insensitive. Surprise, surprise. She's not wrong. She rolled, at least the way you act to her. She rolls her eyes and returns to the piano. I try to find a reply, but before I can make a move, the barista thrusts something at me. Croissant. Oh, word? I stare at the pastry for a moment before I realize what he means. Oh, thank you. Take the croissant from him, dropping some cash in his hand. He returns to the counter. Bite into the buttery croissant as I mumble in Elizabeth's direction. Seems like you have a lot of pent-up anger. What? I was expecting you to threaten me again, as you seem to enjoy doing. I'm feeling generous today. I'd use many words to describe you, but generous is not one of them. Yeah, you seem to prefer lazy, spoiled, rude, and insensitive. Elizabeth's eyes widen. She studies my face avidly. A clear tilt of confusion to her brow. What? Oh, Look at her face. It looks like upset as... Oh. You sounded exactly... She trails off, regaining control of herself. Nothing. It didn't look like nothing. She ignores me and sets her fingers to the piano, pressing slowly on the keys. A sweet, simple melody fills the cafe with a relaxing vibe. I settle back, munching on my croissant. Suddenly, Elizabeth stops, glaring at me. Stop that. Stop what? Staring at me. I vaguely recall having this conversation before, because we have. If I like staring at you. This brings a completely different reaction than I expected. Elizabeth turns beet red and shoves me away. What are you bloody talking about? Her extreme reaction immediately puts me on the defensive. I was just... You can't say things like that. Man, what the hell happened to the cool and collected Elizabeth just a few moments ago? It's not a big... Words like that mustn't be thrown around so trivially. It's gotten into you. Nothing. Nothing. Going to practice. She quickly starts plopping on the keys. The notes are harsh and flat, grating against my ears like broken glass. I'm tempted to supply some dry commentary, but manage to hold my tongue out of curiosity. What could be causing such drastic behavior? Man, you are the dumbest... I said, stop staring at me. I said, what if I like... Fine, stare, whatever. She continues mashing on the piano, her hair flying about her face from her hurried motions. After a few minutes, though, her tune begins to mellow. She returns to her previous song, slowing her fingers to a tender touch. I sit in silence, passively watching this transformation as I finish my croissant. I expect Elizabeth to ignore me for the rest of her practice session. Surprisingly, she's the first one to speak. My mother loved the piano. I hold back a teasing comment. Thank you! Intrigued by her unusual mood. Yeah? My grandmother said she used to be quite good at it. That's why you play? No. She plays in silence for a moment longer. Right as I start to wonder if she's bipolar, she speaks again. There's one thing that people say I can't do. Piano. Music in general. I can't sing, can't play an instrument, can't even dance. I'm going to change that next year. I feel a spark of irritation. There, again. The girl who controls the future has made another appearance. Why? Well, naturally, then I'll be perfect. That's stupid. Maybe to you. And again, oops. You wouldn't know anything about perfection. Doubt you've ever tried to obtain it. Just go in circles with this girl. Here I was, thinking that she might actually be a civil person, and I might actually have a civil conversation with her. Maybe, if you didn't pick on her and push her buttons all the time, you would have that. You would get that. Excuse me, Your Majesty. Not all of us lowly peasants can be as amazing as you. It wasn't what I... Cheerio, good queen. I have other affairs to see. This is just like you. You never listen. You never ask. You're insufferable. Thanks. Grab my backpack, pressing a discordant key on the piano just to annoy her. Farewell, Princess Barista. Well, I guess we're getting better. Elizabeth is unusually silent as I exit the cafe. Maybe she'll finally start thinking for herself. Or maybe she thought it'd be useless to say anything since you never listen. Oh, that's a third party. I shake the thought away. She doesn't deserve my respect. She's already ruined the one chance she possibly had. You're a dick. I head into the street as gentle piano drifts behind me. Huh? This isn't what happened. Or this isn't what I thought. Unless... Okay. So, if we skipped Elizabeth just then, we would have gone into KFC, started to eat something, and then gotten this text. Meet me at the school entrance in 5. It's not about track. That's unusual. I've never seen Masato I've never seen Masato acknowledge my dislike of track. Or type so properly. Something must be really serious. What time was it? I pocketed my phone and raced to the school. All thoughts of Britain and piano and croissants disappearing from my mind. Like earlier this morning, the entrance is all but barren. Why do they say that? That something is all but something? That implies that the entrance is everything except barren. When they're just trying to say that it is barren. Whatever. Looks like most of the students are downtown, relishing their pre-curfew freedom. Masato's crouched against the gates. His every limb slack as he traces empty letters in the ground with his finger. At a closer glance, I realize what he's writing is an equation. Sine squared times x plus y plus cosine squared times x times y equals 1. Yeah, something's definitely wrong. Hey. Masato stands up at my arrival, but his eyes are still fixed on the equation at his feet. Run with me. What? Run. You said this wasn't related to track. I gotta run, damn it. Yeah, that's, like, probably when he thinks. Just what's gotten into him. Groaning, I reluctantly jog after him, my feet aching with every step. Dude, you just started. Masato turns down a side path past my apartment complex, leading us alongside the river that winds around the district. I recognize this area. I ran it almost every day last year when I was in track. And the river itself I know very well. It grinds to a halt by the railing and stares into the rippling waters. I warily glance around as I nudge his arm. What are you even doing? Running? Well, yeah, but here. He says nothing. I check the time. Still plenty of daylight left. It's only 5, but the new curfew restricts Masato to only 2 more hours outside campus. And also, he goes to bed at 6. So he's got his own bedtime or curfew. So, should we keep running? Still nothing. He seems to be bottling up something, searching for words to say. Or we can wait here. Silence. I give him some space. And wait. And wait some more. I keep on waiting. 15 solid minutes pass before I decide to speak up. Masato, are we waiting here until curfew? Damn it! Damn it all, ain't no curfew! I startle at his fiery tone, noting for the first time that every muscle is rigid with tension. Hey, are you okay? Yama, tell me something. Depends on what it is. Clowning around with me? What? No. I was with everyone today. Why don't you try at anything? This again? How many times do people need to bring this up? I thought you said that you weren't gonna... Answer the damn question. Alright, fine. Jeez. If I don't try at something, it's because I don't like it. Or... if you don't try at something, you can't fail at it. So, just because you don't like it, you ain't giving it a chance? I already gave it a chance. Really? 'Cause I sure didn't see you give it one. Anger flickers beneath my skin. What is with people giving me a hard time? How could you not see me? We were on the same team. We ain't ever been on the same team, man. Is this because of your delusional competition with me? It ain't delusional. I had a fair chance. Wait, which competition? Oops. What is he even talking about? What fair chance? You already won. I ain't won. I ain't won. You speaking the same language here? Damn it! Sudden outburst shocks me. Once again, he takes off running. I follow him to the edge of the river, trying my best to ignore its roaring pound against my eardrums. Just the sound makes bile rise to my throat, but I'm able to push it down. Masato stops just as abruptly as he started, his hands curling against the fence of the canal. You know what makes me real mad, Yama? I wonder. It ain't that I'm supposed to win. It ain't that you skipped track. It's that you never gave it a chance. I gave it more than a fair chance. I just don't like it as much as you do. Guess you're right. What's going on in his mind? It don't make you any better. Maybe I should have been the winner. But I ain't. So you gotta own up to it. Give it a fair chance, man. It's the least you could do. Something dawns on me. Thank you, because I'm not getting it. Okay, I was kind of thinking something along this line. Masato, you're not talking about track, are you? He's talking about Rui? For someone so smart, you sure are blind, man. I feel rage bubble out of my mouth. Why do you say that? Why does everybody say that? You're not even being clear. If you really wanted me to do something about God knows what, you should stop all this cryptic crap. Everyone seems to have all these expectations of me that I keep failing. Guess what? I'm gonna fail more. I'm gonna fail again. I'm not gonna stop until somebody tells me the truth without beating around the bush. I was a damn good assistant. Any other 17-year-old off the street would have been shit. But, well, I guess I failed before I even got started. I guess I failed at everything. I guess I shouldn't even try. And the truth comes out. There's a little outburst about Shigure. That's her name. It's always been that way, Masato. That's why I don't give track or eating contests or whatever a fair chance. I stopped breathlessly, my heart pounding as if I'd just gotten into a fistfight. Saying those words felt strangely liberating. Even if Masato won't understand a thing. You go, doing it again. Doing what? Only thinking about yourself, as usual. Don't give me that. Oh, there you... I don't... You don't even... Ken? You don't even care? that shaken ill that it's going. You don't even care that someone going through. The thickness of his accent, paired with the abrupt change of inflections, makes him impossible to understand. What are you saying? Shack it. You don't care anything. So like, fuck it. Forget it. Oh. My bewilderment quickly molds into anger. I grab him by the shirt and staring him in the eye. I thought he jumped up on us. Masato, you're not making any sense. Talk to me normally. Talk to me so I can understand you. Talking is meant for damn communication. He grips me back, his face fighting to keep solemn. You know what I'm talking about, man. You always knew. You're just pretending, same as you always do. You snap at the condescending tilt to his tone. I don't know. I release him, and before I know it, my fist is swinging right towards his face. He sidesteps, but he's clearly shocked. I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why any of this is happening. I don't know what is up with you. I don't know what's up with Yahiko or Akira or Shigiri. I don't know. I swing again, my movements haphazard. Masato dodges, his face flattens as he sends a counter jab. You ever tried to know? You ever fought for something tooth and nail till you felt dead? I did. I tried, but it doesn't matter in the end, huh? Because this is a race where the only boy who can win ain't even running. I really think this is about a girl. Bam! My mind runs blank. I can only watch as his fist soars towards me and socks me right in the jaw. Can't even register the pain as I crumple to the ground. The wind knocked out of my back as I stare into the darkening sky. Ain't even running. What does he know? What do any of them know? You may think you fully understand the circumstances which surround these crimes, but you're sorely mistaken. Do not be quick to forget that I am nearly a decade your senior, and have seen a great many cases that are beyond your comprehension. Speak not of your intelligence, but of your mental capacity. You are yet very fragile, Ishimoto. This case may break you. Why is this what's weighing on him so heavily out of everything? Oh. I ran. The words escape me in a breathless gasp as I fight to stand up. I ran. More than anyone could know. No one sees. No one sees. So did he leave? No. Masato doesn't even try to help me. He just stares at me with his arms crossed. In some way, I'm grateful for that. Then you gotta get back up. Get up and show him. And he jogs away without a backward glance. I spend a few minutes in silence to catch my breath. Finally, I'm able to stagger to my feet. The ache in my jaw turns cold from the night air. Why of all days would Masato choose to talk to me? No, not even talk to me, fight with me. Never seen him so intense before, not even when it comes to track. What could have possibly evoked such a response? I shouldn't have gotten angry, not at Masato. He was trying to be honest to me in his own way. I should have stopped to figure out what was wrong. The words he said. Uh-oh. Alright, where are we? Somebody's yelling for help. Elizabeth, I don't think is too far away. What the hell? I quickly peer over the railing and into the river. Even in the dim light, I can clearly make out a head of brown hair and two flailing arms. Alright, Natsuki has brown hair. Can't think of anybody else. Someone's in the river? A guy's voice tears from the surface on the water as the brown head lurches upwards. He gasps for breath, then resubmerges. He'll drown if I don't get him out. I tighten my grip against the railing, shaking off my shoes and tossing my jacket to the side. My hands are clammy against the sleeve of my shirt. Calm down, it's just a little water. I can handle a little water. Whew! Take a deep breath and hoist myself over the railing, diving cleanly into the river. Remember the lessons. Cold, slimy liquid swirls around me, slicking up every inch of my arms and legs. It stings my nose with a bubbly laugh. No way out. Panic wells up in my throat, grips my throbbing jaw. I push myself blindly in the boy's direction, my legs flailing through the undercurrent. Do we know a male with brown hair? I have black hair. No, I guess not. Remember the lessons. Remember, lift, breathe, scoop. Lift, breathe. You shouldn't be breathing underwater. The undercurrent suddenly jerks to life, throwing me into a terrifying spin. I pinwheel through the darkness, grasping violently for any kind of stability. Oh, no, no, no. Something grips the edge of my shirt and drags me down. A hand? Is he grabbing me? No. Oh no. Water floods into my nostrils, burning down my throat. My vision spins to black. I have a sister? Oh, wow. Okay, that is... Oh, he looks like a little cutie. He's got those little shorts. Oh, they're adorable. So we got our mom's hair. I'm home. Mizu. Is that the name that keeps sounding familiar? Hey, Yams. Where's Mom and Dad? Shopping, again. Found a new cooking recipe. Uh-oh. Did they make dinner? I don't know how to do voices for two kids. I can see them. When they say they'd be back? Okay, guess we're making dinner. Wait, what? Look, Yams, there's noodles, spinach, carrots, mushrooms, chicken. Let's make noodle soup. We're not tall enough to cook on the stove, sis. Oh. Hey, let's stand on boxes. Boxes? What if they break? They won't break. Probably. Here, I'll get them from the garage. Mizu. Yep. Here we go. They're big and empty. Perfect. Isn't that a bad thing? Oops. We can do anything if we try hard enough, Yams. Okay, first we need to fill the pot with water. You get this end, I'll get this end. Huff. Heavy. Ooh. Whew, see, that wasn't so bad. How do we turn the stove on again? I don't know. Man, one of them's gonna Obviously not obviously not me. The sister that hasn't been mentioned is probably gonna die, right? Wait. Helpful yams. This? No, oops, shit. No, this? I know, this! I'm turning the knob, but it won't turn on. I'm afraid of where this is going. Need a pilot light. Maybe it's broke. Hey, here's a box of matches. Okay, you're on the right track. As long as you haven't filled the room with gas. Uh-oh. Okay, so we just strike it like this. Oops. Oh, are we gonna burn the house down? The carpet's on fire. Whoops. It's okay, look. A little water and it's gone. Let's try it again. I can't watch. And there. Okay, Yama. Turn on the stove to high and stand back. What are you doing? Gonna toss the match at the stove. 3, 2, 1, hi-ya! See? Told you it'd work. I feel dizzy. Oh no. Now class, let's try learning how to pronounce some more of these tough words. Open up your workbooks to... Huh? Oh. A fart? Class, calm down. Another fart. Calm down this instant, or you'll be visiting the principal's office. Thank you. Now, who would make such uncouth or rude noises? Person who tells me first will get a piece of candy. Wow, so many hands. Yuko? It was Yama. Yama Ishimoto, is this true? No. Don't lie. Lying isn't nice, Yama. I'm not. Yama, do you want to go to the principal's office? Yuko says she saw you. We know you did it, Yama. But I didn't! Don't take that tone with me, young man. You're going to the principal's office. But... Mr. Kawaguchi, Yama was being a disturbance in class and would not stop lying about it. I didn't do it. Yama, lying is very serious. You can get in big trouble. But, Yama, I really don't want to call your parents. Can't you tell us the truth? Yama, stop right there. Ah, Mizu. Thank goodness. Maybe you can talk some sense into your brother. The only person I'll be talking sense into is you. Both of you. Well, I guess she didn't die setting the house on fire if she's here. I don't appreciate this disrespectful attitude. You're adults. You should know better. What if Yuko is lying, huh? She lies all the time. How dare you? Yuko is my top student. Yeah, so she knows she can get away with it. Mizu Ishimoto, I will not stand for this. You are being incredibly rude. You're being incredibly unfair. How much older is she than me? Yama wouldn't make bad noises, and he definitely wouldn't lie. That's it. Calling your parents. They need to teach you some proper respect. You want respect, then you want my respect, then earn it. Come on, Yama, we're going home. Yeah. Okay, I guess this is a little bit later on. Okay. Oh, now this is later on. How much longer? I don't know, Yams. This is the detour bus, remember? I don't like blizzards. Oh, don't say that. Look how beautiful it is. I guess this older sister was my first crutch. That we, excuse me, didn't, whatever. Let's see. Look how beautiful it is. How beautiful what is. Does it snow in Japan? Outside. Can't even see anything. I meant the snow, silly. Still not like our normal bus. Yums. I'm bored, Mizu. Take a nap. But I'm not tired. Why don't you make some friends? There's a nice looking person across the aisle. Is it Rui? No, people are scary. Then do your homework. I'm too tired. I thought you just said you weren't tired. You changed my mind. Then take a nap. Come on, Yams, be a big boy. Look, it's the Rainbow River. Isn't it pretty? Is that what we're swimming in? Rivers are boring. Look at the snow. Isn't it just wonderful? Snow is boring. Okay, Yams, what's wrong? Don't say it's 'cause you're bored. I told Chio she had cooties and she touched me. What? What if I get cooties, Mizu? Then I'll die and I won't be able to get the new Lego City blocks next week. Where did she touch you? My arm, here. Okay. I'll give you a shot. Eep! I hate shots. It's okay, this one won't hurt. Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you gotta... Oh, it's actually... That's the same one from me. Now you got the cootie shot. So I won't die? Yeah, that's what shots do, right? Yeah. Yeah, thanks, sis. Huh. Suddenly emerge into reality. Vision hazy, lungs burning. I feel myself cough instinctively. Water spurts from my mouth onto the ground. Are we still outside? That's right. Never been a fan of this river. You. A firm hand slaps against my back. Spew another mouthful of brine. I can't believe I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? Who saved me? Did Elizabeth save me? The vague shapes before my eyes finally consolidate into clear outlines. I'm lying by the side of the canal. Clothes plastered to my skin. Every inch of my body pulsing with a dull pain. Fellow students kneeling beside me. Judging from his drenching clothing and mop of brown hair, I deduce he's the guy who was drowning earlier. Well, you just drowned. It looks vaguely familiar. Should have expected something like this. Of all people, it had to be you. My weak mind scrambles to find a link. What if it's our guidance counselor? You're... Shoji. Oh. Okay, I was I was right earlier. I didn't know I'd made such a forgettable impression. His impression was anything but forgettable. What throws me off is his face. His eyes, once clear, are dull and haggard with exhaustion. His skin is pallid and unsightly. His hair is ragged, as if it hasn't been combed in days. Practically looks like a ghost. Clear my throat, trying to work past the sudden awkwardness. Right. Shoji. Yeah, Akane's ex-boyfriend, who'll probably get over her in a week or two. I feel the compulsion to apologize, but can't bring myself to do it. Instead, I pick up my jacket, staring at the ground. Wait. Why did you save me? I didn't. I saw you dive in. Actually, brings up a good point. If I almost drowned, you got Shoji out. You got me out. Okay, I thought there was the third person who, like, jumped in and saved both of us. Because I started to drown. Wait, can I just... No, it's still flashback. Alright, so... No. Okay, come back. Water spurts from my mouth onto the ground. It's right, I've never been a fan of this river. Can't believe I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? So that must be Shoji. Big shapes, something's lying by the side of the canal. Clothes stuck to my skin. Fellow students kneeling beside me. Judging from his drenched clothing and mop of brown hair, I deduce he's the guy who was drowning earlier. He looks vaguely familiar. Should have expected something like this. Of all people, it had to be you. My weak mind scrambles to find a link. You're... Okay, I say you're... And then he says... Shoji. I didn't know I made such a forgettable impression. So this is the kid we had a fight with. His impression was anything but forgettable. What throws me off is his face is all... He hasn't been taking care of himself. Because he's been upset about his dead girlfriend. Practically looks like a ghost. Right. Shoji. Yeah. Akane's ex-boyfriend will probably get over her in a week or two. Yeah, so who saved who? So... maybe we went into another dissociative spell. I suppose I should thank you. Don't. It wasn't me. Good. Saves me the trouble of finding some awkward excuse. I feel the edge to his words as he turns away. I instinctively call after him. Why were you in the river? He pauses, an unreadable grimace crossing his lips. You're the genius, figure it out. Was he trying to off himself? He disappears into the street, leaving nothing but a scattered trail of water behind him. I stare into the sky for a long moment, huddled against the slight warmth of my dry jacket. Who saved us? Why? I don't think if anybody saved you, that they would have saved you and then mysteriously disappeared. Useless. Again, couldn't even swim in a pathetic little canal. Not only would I have failed to save Shoji, I would have just drowned myself. I should be over it. I should be fine by now. 10 years. Lace my fingers through the sparse blades of grass by my head until they dig into my skin. Too many names. Shoji, Yahiko, Masato, Mizu. Wait, was Mizu my sister? While I still have it, let me... Yeah, Mizu. Mizuyama, is that a thing? You're the genius, figure it out. Sit up abruptly, a sudden possibility crosses my mind. Could Shoji have been the next target? No! Maybe the murderer was trying to drown him. Maybe he knew something about the murderer, but why wouldn't he tell anyone? I sink to the ground, back to square one. You have his phone number. Don't know why Shoji was in the river. I do! Don't know why Masato's suddenly upset. I maybe do. I don't even know who saved us from drowning. I think I do. I think you did. I wearily hoist myself to my feet and shove my shoes over my soggy socks. The journey back to my apartment is only filled with more questions. The moment I'm back, I take a quick shower, still feeling grimy from the river water. Hello. As I soak my uniform in a tub of detergent, my phone suddenly pings in my pocket. I wipe off my hands before I steal a glance. Is it the email guy? No. Rui. Going home tonight. Parents signed exemption from curfew. You don't need me for anything, right? Going home all of a sudden. Well, I guess her house is only an hour away by the subway. By the time she gets back, it'll already be 8:30. Wait, what? I'm fine. You are anything but fine. Everything okay? I wait, but don't receive another message. Well, suit herself, as I asked. Hang my uniform over the shower, and head to the living room, plopping down on the sofa. It's been such a long day, it's definitely nice to catch my breath for a second. Or not. Hello. Hey, where has she been? Warily cracked the door open, but it's just Misaki, twirling her phone between her fingers in an obvious worry. Misaki. I think about it, she wasn't at school today, was she? I widen the gap in the door, pasting on a smile. What brings you here? Are you about to sleep so early? What? Oh, showered in my pajamas. No, a long story. What have you been up to? I didn't see you in school today. I was preoccupied by work due to the Kusunoki incident. The what? Came to thank you for yesterday. Wait. From like when I helped you with the shoot? Yeah, okay. You could have just called me. I wanted to thank you in person. Something about her tone tells me that isn't the only reason she came. But I'm really not in the mood to probe her about it. It was no problem. I'll see you tomorrow, Miki. I begin closing the door, but she stops it with her foot. Is there something wrong? What makes you say that? Answering a question with another question just proves that there is. I'm here if you want to talk about it. Besides, there's something I've been meaning to tell you myself. Oh, dude. Well, obviously. Totally gonna invite her in. Not even curious. I am a little curious as to what would happen if I said no. Try for a comforting smile, hoping that it seems convincing. I'm fine, Miki. I'm just a little tired right now. Mind if we talk tomorrow? Alright. Don't think I convinced her at all, but at the very least she decides to drop the issue. Good night, Yama, and take care. She quickly turns and floats down the stairs until her figure disappears into an evening gloom. I'm a bit curious about what she wanted to tell me, but unfortunately I'm not in the best state of mind at the moment. I settle back on my couch and stare at the ceiling, breathing between my teeth. My mind's too clouded to tell anything apart. I sink into the cushions, robbed of my strength. Hello! Can't talk with anyone. Not tonight. Not tonight. What was that? That, heartbeat we just saw. With blood. Sure, come in. I step to the side so she can enter. Glances around my apartment as she slides her shoes against the wall. So this is your apartment. It's a lot cleaner than I expected. Really. Thanks, I think. After examination, she perches on my sofa. I slouch beside her. About my outburst yesterday. I'm sorry you had to see that. Outburst? Oh. It's fine, you don't have to apologize. I do. I was out of line. I just didn't want to affect your relationship with Rui. Don't tell me you're trying to pair us up too. What? Misaki suddenly grabs me by the collar, a hard glint in her eyes. Laundry? Huh? Oh, yeah. Misaki suddenly grabs me by the collar, a hard glint in her eyes. What's the deal? You've practically known her forever. I just don't feel that way about her. What do you feel about her then? She's just a friend. She examines me for a moment. Not critically, but extremely bewildered. Well, it's clear that Rui doesn't feel the same way. Have you spoken to her about it? She wouldn't take it well. It'd only end up hurting her. Don't you think avoiding the subject would hurt her more? How would it hurt her? You're the dumbest person. She's holding back in hopes that you make the first move. It's Romance 101, Yama. Can't exactly do anything about that, Misaki. Wrong! Also, I think you do like her. She sighs, releasing me as she slumps back into the sofa. I still think you should have a talk with her. Rationally speaking, she's right. Maybe it's unfair, maybe I'm being selfish. But Rui's my friend, first and foremost. I'm not sure I want to lose that. You're not sure? I'll keep that in mind. She waves her hand dismissively. Anyway, mind explaining that bruise on your face? Oh yeah, Masato punched me in the face because I was stupid. I lay my head back, unsure of where to begin. Obviously I can't tell her the whole story. Not sure how she'd react if I mentioned that I almost drowned today. Especially since she knows about my condition. got into a fight with Masato earlier. Really? About what? A sudden flood of negative emotions pounds me as I recall the event. I don't even know. He just seemed angry. Kept telling me I wasn't trying hard enough. Thought he was talking about track. He's been trying to get me to join track every day. But it didn't sound like it. Let me see. Misaki considers this for a moment as she twirls her phone between her fingers. I used to have a friend in Seto some years ago. Me? At first, we never really got along much, to be honest. Every time I asked if he wanted to hang out with me, he usually refused, so I ended up dragging him along anyway. After a while, I started to think he might have hated me. I could have just stopped talking to him, but it made me angry that he didn't want to tell me what his problem was. So one day I just snapped at him. Thinking back on it now, I feel really bad for doing it. Because I didn't know. He was dealing with his own issues. Her words come out in barely a whisper, her eyes drifting to the floor. She's talking about me, isn't she? I feel a knot form in my chest as the memories from back then resurface. Oops. No, I'd rather not be reminded of that time. Not again, not so soon. What exactly is your point, Misaki? My words come out harsher than intended, but I don't apologize. She seems a bit taken aback by my response. It's just... I think whatever's bothering Masato must be something personal. Otherwise, he would have outright told you what his problem was. I suppose she's right in a way. It's just that Masato's always so straightforward about everything. For him to be so roundabout now is understandably strange. Anyway, I'm in the mood for some fresh air. What about you? I guess she must have noticed that she brought up a touchy subject. Sure, why not? I've noticed the school's rooftop is a great place for stargazing. We should go there now. Curfew. Oh yeah. I win. And your point is? Is she actually suggesting that we break into the school? Guess a change of scenery would probably do me some good. That is a bad... Lead the way. She smiles as she darts out into the street. I follow closely, taking in the brisk evening air. What the hell type of music for late at night? What if we witness the next kidnapping? We pull up at the front gate, slightly out of breath. I slide my card through the receptor, but it only buzzes at me. What? The curfew keeps off-campus students and keeps out off-campus students and automatically reports on-campus students who return late. So do we climb the gate? It's armed, Yama. There's laser sensors. So what are you... My card is exempt, remember? She slides her card. Sure enough, the receptor blinks green. Misaki props the gate open with a smirk. Ladies first. Ha, you're such a gentleman. She only giggles as I pass through the gate. So, where to? The classroom building has a side door for the janitor. It's accessible by key rather than card. You can head to the rooftop from there. Where'd you get the building key? Never. Wait, what? Oh, when? I squint through the darkness as she kneels down, feeling the side of the building. Finally satisfied, She withdraws something from within her jacket. It's a plain fabric case, which she unzips and dumps on the ground. What's that? Shh. She picks up two thin metallic objects from the ground. They glint in the dim streetlight. There's bobby pins. Yes, they are. She hastily bends. Wait, for real? Are we picking a lock? She hastily bends the larger one at a right angle and snaps the smaller one in half. Then turns to the door. I peer over her shoulder, trying to see. Standing in my light. Oh, sorry. Crouch for a better viewpoint. She's unusually focused as she threads the large pin at the bottom of the lock, pushing it downwards with her thumb. I didn't know you could pick locks. I'll tell my agent. What? Why would I do that? I'll post it on Twitter either. Wouldn't even know how. Satisfied, she enters the smaller pin into the top of the lock, wiggling it gently. Ah, there we go. Hear a satisfying click, and the door gently swings open. Misaki smiles proudly and waltzes inside. I give it a 6 out of 10. I've actually played with an actual lockpick set before. Should have to be pretty good to do it without like a rake though. Right behind you. She disappears into the darkness. I step after her. As we plod up the stairs, I decide to satisfy some of my questions. So, I wonder if we set off a sensor and the police are gonna come. Neat trick. Where'd you learn it? It's better not to know. What if I want to learn? I doubt your criminal material, Yama. And you are? Come on, I'm just curious. What was it? Finishing school? Princess training? Playful giggle betrays her amusement, but she quickly clamps it short. If you must know, District 6. Oh yeah, she had told Rui she moved there with her mom. Yeah, she never did tell us what the hell happened with that, like why she couldn't tell us. Before I'm able to ask her about it, she pushes through the door and onto the rooftop. Yay! Well, she's right about one thing. Scenery is beautiful at this hour. Despite the noticeable light pollution, it's not difficult to see the copious amounts of stars in the sky. Silver streams of glitter populate the colored expanse around the moon, smiling down at the bustling city below. Everyone turns into a bunch of stars when they die. Oh yeah. If they did something to super duper impress the heavens, I guess. Oh wow. Oh, but it's at a weird angle. Why is it a weird angle? Yeah, it's throwing me off. Like, the proportions are off. Whatever. Still a nice picture. I smile bitterly as I sit next to her. Pretty, isn't it? Yeah. Reminds me of the time we met at the festival. You haven't changed much since then, you know. You're always a strong person. That's a bit of an overstatement. Oh. I was doing that backwards. Misaki shakes her head, her expression solemn. Honestly, Yama, I mean it. If you weren't, you probably wouldn't even be here right now. What do you mean? Whoops. Rui told me what happened after I left Seto. Oh, right. Do you resent me, Yama? Of course not. It's not like you wanted to move, right? Yes, but She pauses, unsure of how to continue. I'm sure you still want to know why I moved, don't you? Yes. I'd be lying if I said I didn't, so I nod. She takes a moment to collect herself before speaking. Do you remember when my father had lost his job? It was around Rui's birthday. Yeah, I remember that. Well, when my mother found out, she wasn't exactly so understanding. Instead of supporting him, she actually blamed him for not working hard enough. You weren't assertive. You always let people walk all over you. You're weak, useless, pathetic. Misaki digs her nails into her skirt until her knuckles turn white. It wasn't his fault, of course. After the financial crash, my father's company went under. There really wasn't much he could do. Eventually, he had to start working for a construction company. Pay wasn't all that great, but something was better than nothing, you know? He worked himself to the bone while my mother was out doing God knows what. Then one day, he just never came home. It wasn't rare for him to take extra shifts, so I assumed he was still working. But when my mother began selling his things, I realized something was wrong. I still remember what she told me when I asked her about it. He's dead. We won't be needing it anymore. Dude, your mom's a fucking... She turns to me. Her eyes shimmer in the moonlight as she wipes her face with her sleeve. June had died? Not necessarily. I didn't believe her. I didn't want to believe her. Dead? How could he be dead? But he was. There was no denying it. He said he had overdosed on painkillers while he was out working. I wanted to believe that it was an accident. He didn't mean to take so many. But honestly, I don't know. He was stressed. He was so stressed, so tired, so restricted. Hey, it's a bottle of pills. There's an ache in my chest as past images flicker in my mind. Oh yeah, 'cause I overdosed as a youngin' when I was a youngin'. I grit my teeth at an attempt to dispel them. So that's why you moved. Misaki nods solemnly. We couldn't afford staying in Seto, so my mother and I moved to District 6 soon after my father died. I never went to his funeral. Never said goodbye to my friends, we just left. A silence pervades over the rooftop as I digest this information. Although I don't remember Satomi much, I would have never imagined she would do something like that. Because that explains Misaki's resentment towards her. Do you still live with her? Misaki averts her gaze, again, twirling her phone between her fingers. Is that why you have to work as a model? Because your mom, makes you? Must be a nervous habit of hers. She couldn't care for me anymore. Eventually I had to move in with my grandparents. That's why I'm attending the academy, and why I work part-time for Lotus. I noticed Misaki's hand trembling. As close as we were, it must have been hard for her to tell me about her father. I feel like I should comfort her somehow, but I haven't got a clue how to go about it. It's mostly Rui's department. Oops. An idea strides me, and I whip out my phone, placing it on Misaki's lap. What's this? My phone, what does it look like? You know that, what do you want me to do with it? I was wondering if you could show me how to use Twitter. She regards me with an upturned brow for a moment, but breaks into a bright smile. Of course. Without hesitation, she picks up my phone and expertly swipes across the screen. First, you need to go to their website. And you have to register for a new account, right? What do you want your username to be? Can it just be my actual name? Only if you want it to be boring. So what's the problem? I'll just pick one for you. Don't give me anything too embarrassing, Nikki. Don't worry, it'll only be mildly embarrassing. She taps the screen in quick succession. When she's finished, she brings it up to my face. How's this? Yams? It's cute, right? I don't know. Too late, I signed in. Mickey! Misaki giggles as she fiddles with her own phone by her side. Now you need some followers. I'll be your first. Followers? They're people that can view your tweets. Tweets. Tweets are updates where you can type a message in 90 characters or less. You also have the option to attach a file to your tweets. File. I know you know what files are, Yama. Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I do. I just want to annoy her. Files are pictures, videos, documents, things like that. Oh, interesting. A few seconds later, a soft ping emanates from my phone. There we go. So you're following me now. Yep. How many followers do you have? Have a look. Tap on my profile. She hands me my phone and I do as instructed. Wait, this number can't be right. It says you have over 9,000 followers. How do you even get that many people? Misaki shrugs as if she doesn't know either. Suppose it's because I work for Lotus. Oh, that makes sense. I take a moment to browse through Twitter. Seems pretty self-explanatory. Write an update. Followers view said update. They have the option to share it with their own followers. Honestly, it's not the most exciting thing I've seen, but I can understand why some people find it addicting. So, what should I post? Anything you want. Usually, I try attaching pictures since they get more attention. Okay. Why not tweet something about the stars? The Twitter veteran must have noticed my confusion as she offers a suggestion. You wouldn't see them with my camera. Oh, you're right. Why not? Yeah, no, you could, Misaki scrunches her face in thought as she glances around for something to tweet about. Did she really put that much thought into it? Oh, what's that? Huh? Try tracing her gaze, but see nothing. I don't see anything. There, near the tree. There's a bunch of trees up here. She grabs my head and points furiously ahead of us. I strain my eyes in the darkness, trying to make out the faint image. Sure enough, I spot something small lying on one of the benches. Is that a cat? I don't know whether to be more surprised at Misaki's remarkable eyesight, or the fact that there's a random cat on the school rooftop. Let's go tweet it. What if it has rabies? It could claw you. Don't tell me you're scared of a little kitty, Yama. I never said I was scared. Shut up and follow me. Not allowing any room for argument, Misaki slowly stalks over to the mysterious feline, leaving me alone on the bench. I sigh deeply. I don't know why I bother. Fine, but I'm not touching it. I'll pet the cat. What's the matter with you? Follow her lead, walking behind her. As we draw close, the cat's ears perk up. We immediately stop in our tracks. It's gonna run away. Shh. Hearing us, the cat lazily turns its head in our direction. Its eyes glower at us in a brilliant green. I don't think he's happy we disturbed his nap. It's a she. How do you know? Trust me, I've been around quite a few strays before. Doesn't really prove much, but I don't have the cat expertise to question her. Misaki inches closer. I hold my breath as she deftly lays her hand on the cat's head. Surprisingly, it doesn't jump at her, instead focusing its attention on grooming itself. Haha, we should name her. You're not thinking of taking it, are you? Of course not. I'm not allowed to anyway. She says this dejectedly, as she strokes the cat's black fur. Getting a closer look, I notice its right ear is clipped, as if it's been in a fight. What about Clipper? What kind of name is Clipper for a girl? I asked for a name, you didn't say it had to be good. What about Chocolat? Chocolat. It's perfect, don't you think? She has a black coat. I guess. A notification ping redirects my attention to my phone. Right, I should probably go ahead and tweet the cat. Aim my camera at Misaki and Chocolat. Chocolat yawns, but remains relatively unaffected by the picture. Now, just type your message and you made your first tweet. Alright. Unsure of what to type. Post something generic. On rooftop with Miki and Chocolat. But that's... well, the police could use that as evidence if they needed to. If you get caught. As I post the tweet, I notice the timestamp on the update. Is it really this late? Should probably get going. But Chocolat, I'm sure we'll see her again. Probably. I think. Misaki stands up, elbowing me playfully. And I'll race you to the bottom of the stairs. Before I have a chance to react, Misaki bolts away without warning. Whee! I speed after her, yelling in indignation, but smiling all the while. You shouldn't be yelling until you get away. We don't just run to the bottom of the stairs, we stop only when we hit the gate, tapping the receptor in some twisted form of relay race. I win! You had a head start. Still won. Never did play fair. Take a moment to catch my breath before speaking again. Say, Miki? What? Thanks for telling me. She looks confused for a moment, then seems to remember. I should be the one thanking you. For what? For listening to what I had to say. I smile warmly. Of course, I'll see you later, Miki. Good night, Yama. She slides the car, the gate swings open. Head back to my apartment, relishing the crisp night air, my dread all but dissipated. Sleep comes quickly to me. Wait a minute. Okay, I guess there was a little more to happen if we went the other way. So, let's save there. Let's go back to here and see the rest of what we missed. Whoops. Oh, there goes that blood, that flash of blood. Can't talk with anyone. Not tonight. Not tonight. Switch on the television, but only after a few minutes of mindless watching some random talk show I begin to drift off. It's only now that my body's stationary that I realize how heavily gravity weighs on my bones. For some odd reason, I think of Newton's first law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. How did it go again? Or is that thermodynamics? I forget. How did it go again? I never really paid much attention in physics. An object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. That sounds appealing, doesn't it? Being able to stay at rest. And not have to worry about staying in motion. Oh, is that it? Yeah. Alright, so We're gonna stay there because we did all that stuff and I feel like it remembers. And I'm going to cut it here. I don't know. I'm not good at thinking off the top of my head or speaking. I hope you're enjoying this. Is all. I am. Later.